Hello class, this is my Agarwal Automobiles case study presentation. This case discusses the operational and inventory management issues that Agarwal Automobiles faces. The business has been doing well for some time now, but increases in customer expectations and increasing competition are starting to apply pressure. ALOC is tasked to develop a better management system, which means analyzing where the faults are. Capacity constraints is one, and it determines how much fuel can be held at once. Typically, they had a high inventory, but this ties up capital and reduces the profitability. Next is the constraint to order at exactly 12,000 liters, where their tank capacities do not line up exactly for perfect refills. Decisions of one product cannot be made independently of others. The unloading process takes about 10 minutes, which is time no operations can continue, and in turn reduces profits. We will discuss in more detail these issues and how they can be resolved, but overall, the company needs to address minimizing inventory holding costs, avoiding stockouts, and maximizing profits. I think that a hybrid forecasting approach combining quantitative and judgmental methods is the best. With the company having years of monthly sales being tracked and some daily demanding tracking, they have plenty of ways to build a statistical model. They can reflect what fuel is most desired, when in the day do most people refill, and what times of year are peak and when it is not peak. Although this can help, it is not a sure-proof method. Fuel demand can still be influenced by any local events, seasonal variations, any promotions the company puts out, and what nearby companies are offering customers. By doing a hybrid approach, the company is able to both use the statistical models to get accuracy and consistency of customer output, but still leaving room for flexibility to adjust forecasts in response to any real-world changes. Having the ability to do both is a large outstanding benefit for them to be maximized. Other companies that are in fast fashion can benefit from the judgmental and short-term data forecasting approach. This is because demand is highly volatile and is influenced by changes in trends. Utility companies, such as ones for electricity and fuel distribution, can benefit from a purely quantitative forecasting approach. Since they have stable demand patterns that have little fluctuation from changes in demand, they can assume the risk that forecasting usage will be the same as previous years. These types of companies are not competing for an image of seeming better, just the same quality product at a steady, reasonable price. The selection for which model is best will vary from each type. In order to evaluate what is the best route, it is important to evaluate all of them and select the best one. My attached Excel will explain my decision for each fuel. Diesel typically shows a stable and gradual increasing demand pattern showing broader growth in fuel consumption. This means that Holt's exponential smoothing method is the best for this one. It captures both the level and the upper trend in demand. Holt's method provides a more responsive and accurate forecast for high-volume, steadily growing products like diesel. For petrol, it is significant in volume but has a moderate variability and less pronounced trends compared to diesel. A simple exponential smoothing model is best. It assigns more importance to recent observations so that forecasts can adjust quickly to short-term fluctuations. It is a balance between responsiveness and stability, so it is ideal for products with moderate variability. Next, high-speed petrol is relatively low and irregular in demand, with only any occasional orders. A simple moving average approach is best. It smooths out random fluctuations and provides a stable estimate of demand. A complex trend-based model could lead to overfitting and an unreliable forecast. While qualitative forecasting provides a critical foundation for decision-making, Agarwal Automobiles must consider a range of long and short-term numerical predictions. Short-term would be operational constraints playing a significant role in shaping the inventory decisions. Having to place ordered at fixed quantities of 12,000 liters and one-day lead time restrictions, the flexibility of ordering policies. Also, the risk of occasional system failures for order placement means having to maintain a safety stock to prevent stockouts. There may be temporary demand surges due to festivals, local events, or a sudden price change that can affect the statistical forecast, making them inaccurate, requiring the managerial intervention. Financial considerations is another important short term because BPCL is a cash and carry, and the availability of working capital influences the ability to maintain inventory. Even if the forecasts show higher demand, cash constraints may limit ordering decisions. Also, the loss of sales during the unloading process creates implicit ordering costs that must be factored into planning. For the long term, a broader strategic and environmental factors must be considered. An increase in competition from nearby fuel stations may affect the demand patterns and require adjustments in service levels and inventory strategies. Rising fuel consumption due to urbanization and vehicle growth may lead to sustained increases in demand. Simultaneously, regulatory policies and the adoption of alternative energy such as electric could impact future demand of traditional fuels. Some instances where qualitative factors should take priority over model-based forecasts would be in known high-demand periods like festivals. It would be best to increase inventory levels beyond what the model predicts as a reaction because you expect there to be more demand. Similarly, if there are supply uncertainties or system failures, then having a higher safety stock would be justified to ensure that service continues. On the opposite end, during times of financial constraints or declining demands such as COVID-19, it may be best to scale back orders despite previous favorable forecasts. In conclusion, while forecasting models seem important for decision-making, you must still integrate them with managerial judgment and contextual awareness for a valuable output. This is why a hybrid forecasting for Agarwal is the best. Additionally, using different models for each type of fuel, they should always adjust forecasts based on operational constraints, market conditions, and financial realities, moving from intuition to a structured decision-making forecast.